Hi guys, I hope everyone is doing well. I wanted to share some insights on a few things that I saw here in the US that's not very different, but a little different from how we do things back at home in PNG. So, number one is left hand driving. Um, and this I noticed when we got off at Chicago and we were going to our hotel. And I looked out and I saw that the drivers were always on the left. And then even in the vehicle that we were on, when I looked at the driver's seat was on the left. And I started to wonder, why is it? Am I confusing myself, or I'm seeing what I'm seeing, that the driver is on the left, because in PNG drivers are on the right, and I'm pretty sure that that's true because I have a friend who drives a vehicle and I always get on and sit on the left side of the vehicle, so I just know that. And according to research, this design in the US is standard in various countries where traffic lights is legally required. Number two is how clean the cities are. And it's not because people don't throw rubbish everywhere. It's because everyone just is responsible. They take care of their own rubbish. So you would feel very um, uncomfortable if you're the only one throwing rubbish, because the city is so clean, no one else is throwing rubbish, and you could be the only one if you're throwing rubbish. The next thing I noticed is that the English that we speak. So I think in PNG we speak the British English, so some of the words or parts of words vary in pronunciation. So such words as priority, we say priority, others say priority. So it's different. I remember asking one of my friends for a biro when we were in one of our sessions during orientation, and this person looked at me so confused, and I said, "Could you help me with a biro?" And he said, "What is a biro?" I said, for me to write. And then he said, "Oh, you mean a pen?" I said, "No, maybe it's a biro. Isn't it the same thing?" And he said, "No, this is called a pen." So I'm like, "Okay, can I use a pen?" And the number fourth, and this one I think is very, very important. And I've seen it like so many times when we go out, when we're on the road, I've seen it. So when the siren, the police siren or the fire truck siren is on, all the vehicles on the road just stop wherever they are. And I've not seen it in PNG. I'm not sure if we do have that. If we do, then that's really good. That's really good. I'm proud of that. But I have not seen it with my own eyes. Maybe because I'm like in Alotal most times, but I've not seen this. But every time when the siren comes on, wherever the drivers are, they would just stop and wait for the police vehicle or the fire truck to drive past them before they resume their driving and go on, which is like very impressive, honestly. The last one is timing. Timing is very important. Like even buses run on time. So this morning, like when I got up to check my Google Maps, my bus was going to, not my bus, but the bus was going to run past my station, which is where I get on the bus, at around quarter to 8. And that was the time that I started walking out. And when I started walking out, it said delayed on the on Google Maps, because Google Maps shows when the buses come, if they're delayed, if they're on time, if they're early, and it showed delayed. So I walked out at 7:45 and waited there for a few minutes, and then it said it will come at 7:49, and like right on 7:49 the bus arrived. And this was happening for like the past few days, but today was like it was just on time. So timing is very important. And even before we got here, our organizers and like the people who were responsible for our program had mentioned to us that timing is very important in American culture. So if you're working, if you have a meeting, make sure you arrive like 15 minutes before the meeting, or 10 minutes before the meeting. Just make sure that you arrive before the time of the meeting. And they always go by this quote, if you arrive on time, you're late. If you arrive early, you're on time. Oh, I said that opposite. If you arrive early, you're on time. And if you arrive on time, you're late. So timing is very, very important. And I've seen that, like, even with our programs um, back in Chicago, it was always on time. We start on time and we finish on time, and then we go for dinner, get ready, and then we come back for our night program. So it was very, like, very structured, very timely, and very convenient for everyone, because the more we followed on the time, the more we were able to go explore, the more we were able to just hang around, the more we were able to do other things rather than being in there sitting all day, because we followed time. We began on time and finished on time. Maybe I can share some more later, but this is so far what I have noticed. If you have traveled overseas, or if you have been anywhere that you've noticed anything similar to this or different, or if I have said something that's contradicting to anything back at home or anything here in the US, please let me know, or comment in the comments section, and let's educate each other.